Tomorrow, Austin groups that work on homelessness say they're joining others across the country in rallying against federal funding cuts that could be coming for housing programs.
As KXAN's Grace Reader explains, this comes a week before a looming government shutdown as federal leaders appear to be at a stalemate on the budget.
Austin groups working on homelessness have once again turned their attention to Washington, D.C. as the deadline for Congress to agree to a budget looms. President Donald Trump recommended significant cuts at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, when he put out budget proposals earlier this year.
That is going to be so tragically awful if it goes through and if any cuts go through around HUD.
President Trump's budget recommendations for next fiscal year include more than $30 billion in cuts to HUD. The president saying in many cases he believes that state and local governments are better suited to tackle some of those programs. But Vocal Texas says roughly 22,500 people in Travis County rely on HUD rental assistance programs right now.
That impacts all of the money that supports communities across the nation to solve homelessness, and this is a moment where homelessness continues to rise across every community.
President Trump also signed an executive order in July that directs resources toward public safety and away from things like Housing First programs and harm reduction. That order could eventually mean less red tape to commit people with mental illness to treatment centers, and it pushes cities and states to crack down on drug use, the order reading in part. Quote, the federal government and the states have spent tens of billions of dollars on failed programs that address homelessness, but not its root causes, leaving other citizens vulnerable to public safety threats. The city of Austin says it's still working through how that may, quote, affect local policies, funding, and services. Grace Reader, KXAN News.
So why is all of this coming up now? Well, the federal government's fiscal year begins October 1st, that is next week, and leaders are very much at odds. President Donald Trump told reporters Friday, quote, you could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time.